The car inspection and selection market in Dubai is already quite developed. Companies that conduct state technical inspections offer anyone interested the opportunity to undergo an additional comprehensive test. Their competitors offer something similar as well. Some are ready to conduct on-site diagnostics, while others ask to bring the car to a designated location. It seems tempting, and such inspections are not expensive, costing around 350 dirhams. But what kind of result will you actually get? Let's look at specific examples. And our first story is related to a Mercedes E400, which was inspected by an inspection company. After the comprehensive diagnostics, here are the results you will see now. Only engine leaks were identified and the fact that the gearbox had been opened. Nothing more serious. Now, tell me, as you see this report, what can you say about it? Is it a good car? Is it worth buying? Now let's to what we found. During the inspection, we found an oil leak from under the top of the timing cover. This leak is indeed quite significant on this car, but it is also typical. So there's no need to be afraid of this leak. You will find this leak on every Mercedes, regardless of the year of manufacture or mileage. It is there. It is resolved quite simply. Go to a specialized service, they will reseal the covers, and that's it. There will be nothing serious about it. Next, when lifting the car on the lift, a leak was detected from below under the oil line tube. Again, nothing serious. You remove the tube, replace the sealing ring, and the leak is fixed. It seems not to be a big deal. Next, the vacuum pump is faulty. The check valve that supplies vacuum to control the turbocharger is not working correctly, meaning the turbocharger is currently not operating in the mode set by the control unit errors. Therefore no, but this will be discovered during computer diagnostics. The stabilizer links need to be replaced. Now tell me, stabilizer links, what could be easier than checking the stabilizer link? They didn't even find that. The dust boots on the stabilizer links are torn and they already need to be replaced. The windshield has a crack. It's hidden, hard to notice, but it's there and it's quite large. How did they hide it? As I already mentioned, the crack in the upper part of the windshield was covered with a strip, black, training-like, and it seemed to be hidden. However, when viewed from a certain angle, it's clear that the crack is quite large and it's there. If the inspector at the inspection station notices this crack, the car will not pass the technical inspection. The panoramic roof got stuck after the very first opening. The first time we opened it, closed it, and then it stopped working. The drive got stuck. To repair it, it's necessary to completely disassemble the ceiling, remove everything related to the ceiling from the interior, and take it apart. Disassemble the panoramic mechanism, replace the opening cable because it simply broke. The cable broke after the first opening. And here's the most interesting part. What we discovered on the lift is that the front right wheel is bent, and the tire on the front right wheel has already cracked from the impact that this wheel endured. Driving the car with such a tire is simply unsafe. You could lose control at any moment. Just think about what the report from that company told you and what the inspection after us revealed. Can you take this car? Is it safe to drive? The decision is yours.
Front bumper is actually loose, to be honest, and it is set with an incorrect gap with the hood. It needs to be tightened further there. All the wires are not secured. Clips on top, wire below. The same here. There is condensation on the air conditioner. Pipe here. This one needs to be replaced. Further on the body, there's a dent on the door here. Here. Front bumper touch-ups. Here. Underneath the front bumper. It looks this. Right here. Dent. Here the plastic was removed. This one. And not secured. It's clearly visible that here in one place it's taken in while in another. On the contrary, it's sticking out. There the plastic needs to be reassembled perfectly clean. So, there's nothing serious with the engine. There are noises from the right side of the engine. Most likely it's either the chain tensioners or it's the cam phasers. In general, it needs to be checked at the service center. This touchpad is cracked. There's no, airbag symbol. There's a dent on the speaker. Like this. In general, the curtain stopped working and the panorama completely stopped working as well. There's a missing cover of fabric. It's torn on the shelf around the curtain.
The next story concerns the Range Rover Velar, which was inspected about a year ago. And from that moment, there remained a report on the inspection of this vehicle, according to which everything was quite good and nothing serious was found. So why were we called? To confirm that after a year, nothing has changed and the mileage during this time has increased insignificantly, maybe 8,000 more or something like that. So we came and started checking. From a technical standpoint, the car looks very good. The mileage is original. Regarding the body, it was found that only the rear right fender was locally repaired. Unfortunately, the repair was done quite poorly. Listen, there are some chips. We'll show you in the photos now. Elsewhere, there was poor polishing. The car was originally painted with a double layer of paint from the factory. And in some places where it was rubbed, it was polished quite heavily. And the second layer of paint was polished down to the first. And these areas were visible as spots, like dark spots on the paint. However, what is the essence of everything that's happening? It's that the car is from Canada. During the inspection, we ordered a report, according to which the car was stolen in 2022. And after it was stolen, the report did not show any record of the car being exported from the country. So, how can we be 100% sure that the car was found by the insurance company, that its value was paid out, and it officially left Canada for the Emirates? We cannot know this for sure. As a result, the car was not purchased. What does this indicate? It indicates that a car needs to be checked comprehensively, not only from a technical standpoint, but also from a legal perspective. Another story is related to a Range Rover Velar. The client initially approached our competitors because their price was lower. They found him a Range Rover. He came, looked at it, and the purchase was planned to be on credit. So, the loan was processed. By the way, it took 2 weeks to process. Accordingly, some money was spent to obtain the loan, approval for the loan from the bank. So, after receiving loan approval from the banks, the client suddenly remembers that during the car's diagnostics at the service center, some error was detected in the computer. He asks, "What about this error? You didn't say anything to me about it, you ignored it, and I just remembered now." To which our competitors take a pause, and after a few hours come back to him. "We forgot to consult with each other. The car cannot be taken. It is in poor condition." Just imagine, 2 weeks have already passed. The money has already been given to the bank for loan approval. The deposit has already been given to the showroom. At the last moment, you just canceled the deal because someone forgot to mention something. Here is the review of the selection of this car located right here. And now we will show you the car that we came to inspect after our competitors. Because in principle, initially we thought that we should take the path of least resistance and just find out what the mistake was. But when we came to look at that car, honestly, I was at a loss for words. It's better to just look at the clips from the inspection. And another story is related to a Range Rover Velar. The client initially approached our competitors because their price was lower. He came to see it and proceeded with the purchase. The plan was to finance it, so they arranged the financing. By the way, the arrangement took 2 weeks. Accordingly, some money was spent. So after receiving loan approval from the bank, the client suddenly remembers that during the car's diagnostics at the service center, some error was found. In the computer, he asks, "What about this error? Somehow you didn't tell me anything. Ignored it, and I just remembered now." Our competitors take a pause, and after a few hours, they return to him. "We forgot to consult with each other. The car cannot be taken. It's in bad condition." Now imagine 2 weeks have already passed. Money has already been given to the bank for loan approval. The deposit has already been given to the showroom. At the last moment, you just canceled the deal because someone forgot to mention something. But when we came to look at that car, honestly, I was at a loss for words. It's better to just look at the clips from the inspection.
In the front part, the front bumper is painted. It is after an impact. Here is the cover of the adaptive cruise radar. It is cracked. This is the crack. They tried to weld it here. The crack will affect the radar's operation. It might fall off periodically, and 100% this grille needs to be replaced. They hit something from below. Here the plastic is broken and there's a non-original screw here. And overall everything is just held together poorly. Here is a huge glob of glue. Subtitles by Dimitar Zok. From the bottom part, it's missing of the cover. It's simply broken. There's no impact on the body. The stabilizer links also need to be replaced. The dust boots have already started to tear. Plus the dust boots of the upper control arm ball joints have started to crack. The hood is loose. It's right here. It's loose. The pair is loose. This was hit here. Here are the marks of contact, the glass. The internals here also have small cracks at the corner. It was grazed tangentially. The rubber is missing. This parking sensor is just dangling, so it won't work properly. These moldings on the doors were removed. Now this molding is not set properly and was pulled out from here in general. This molding was pushed. This crunch when opening the door, it happens because of this molding, because it is not in its proper position. This plastic can almost be completely removed. Well, that's how it is, damn. There it is, but a repair here. A tire with a patch, a plug. Further on this side, here's the wheel repair. The rim repair, they removed the varnish directly. And now the bare aluminum is sticking out. The aluminum accordingly will oxidize and this area will start to darken now. Bare aluminum is sticking out here. Incredibly, to be honest, there are many scratches. I don't know how this could have been done. Nevertheless, there are scratches here. The plastic is cracked. Also, if you look at the shadows, it is also broken. The fastener here has cracks on the decorative trim on both sides. This left lamp is loose. This piece of pipe, rusty, is not standard. It is welded here. Welding marks from contact, trunk lining. This decorative threshold trim, all because the threshold, here are the marks on the threshold, all because the threshold is not tucked under the seal. The lamp is swollen, so to speak. Here is a very large gap in the middle between the edges, and it also is loose. And here's the crack panel. I don't know how they managed it. They were picking at the decorative trim. Now the paint here is peeling and there's also a scratch here. This seems to be all a consequence of that accident, quite a large dent. It's solid, it's already solid, it needs to be replaced. It started to crack already. A crack has appeared. What is this? What is this? Here are 1, 2, 3, 4 clips. 2 of which are in place. These side ones are not in place. All of this has fallen off. These clips are completely missing. It's empty inside, and we looked here, there's nothing.
The next story is related to the Mercedes CLS. What is the feature of the Mercedes CLS that you must pay attention to? It lies in the fact that the car has an air suspension, and the air suspension in Russia doesn't last very long due to winter, and here it doesn't last very long due to the hot climate because the rubber dries out. We came to the showroom, and the feature of this showroom is that all the cars have been checked in specialized services, and they all meet high quality standards, and they should not have any problems. In case any problems are identified, they will fix them. After our diagnostics, it was found that the shock absorber, was one front right shock absorber, is leaking. And for understanding, a shock absorber for this car costs 8,000 dirhams each, and it's preferable to replace them in pairs so that the left and right sides do not differ in characteristics. After our inspection, the car is sent for additional diagnostics to the service center, the same one where it was previously checked. What does the service say? The service says, yes, there is oil, but you can continue driving like this. What do you even call this? There is oil, but you can continue driving like this, or you might not continue driving, right? Credit must be given to the showroom management who took the expenses upon themselves and covered 16,000 for the 2 front shock absorbers from... And imagine if we hadn't checked this car. Imagine a client buying a car with a faulty shock absorber, starts driving, realizing something's wrong. At least 8,000 dirhams of unplanned expenses fall on your shoulders. Besides the fact that the shock absorber was faulty, the engine mount also needed replacement, which is an additional expense of 2,000 dirhams and is not covered by the service warranty. This, of course, is only discovered after our diagnosis and only after we start delving deeply into the warranty conditions. We have said it many times before, always check the warranty conditions. The warranty may cover certain specific parts and be quite limited. It might not include some things, and so on. Make sure to find out these conditions.
Here, the turn signal is broken in the mirror. We found a dent right here. There are several small noticeable chips on the headlight and on the side, which are also visible internal from a finger, clearly evident as well. Overall, just some minor things. All tires need replacement. All rear tires are still on. Original Mercedes original Dunlop from 2018. Well, obviously they are just expired. The interior look good.
The last and most interesting story, we are called for an inspection of a Rolls-Royce Phantom. According to the results of the car service inspection, the engine's heaviness was detected and basically nothing else, nothing serious. As soon as we approach the car, we open the driver's door, I sit behind the wheel, and right from the start, it's clear to me that the driver's airbag doesn't look original. Upon further inspection, we realize that the leather on the upper part of the dashboard is different from the lower part. This means that the dashboard has been reupholstered. The airbag inscriptions on the steering wheel and on the upper part of the dashboard differ in font, which further indicates that the leather was changed and the airbag embossing was redone, not matching the original. The inspection of the front part shows that indeed the car was in a serious accident on the front right side. Besides the fact that the accident was in the front right part with the deployment of airbags, the car was also hit from the rear. It was quite a significant hit at the rear, I must say. The rear right fender, rear bumper, trunk lid, and even the trunk opening were also repaired. The wear. For a mileage of 90,000 is very serious. It should be understood that Rolls-Royce uses quite expensive, high-quality materials. In their cars, even at a mileage of 100,000 kilometers, the car looks quite good inside with proper care. There was nothing like that here. From the driver's seat and, in general, the driver's area, it was clear that the driver was constantly getting in and out of the car, and apparently he lived there, which suggests that the car was most likely used in a service related to some company, for example, a hotel. It was with the hotel and transported clients from the airport to the hotel. As for the technical part, unfortunately, the technical part is in very poor condition and, in principle, some kind of difference to the fact that the Rolls-Royce with a mileage of 92,000 kilometers was serviced at the dealer up to 47,000. That is almost half of the car's life was spent with servicing outside the dealer, and no one has any record of this servicing. Upon inspection, the leak from the engine turned out to be just an incredibly gigantic oil stain on the turbocharger on the left. Accordingly, it can be said with a high degree of probability that the turbocharger needs to be replaced. This is not just a leak from a pipe due to some seal. Most likely, it is a leak from the turbocharger because the oil is falling into the intake and there is so much of it that it even leaks outside. Here we are now making bets based on our inspection, just to assess the condition of the car.
You can see with your eyes that it's painted by the reflection in the paint. The bolts have been turned. At the joint with the door there is putty. The door is completely painted. From the inside, you can see that the bolts on the door, when have been turned, there's rust inside. There is rust on the bolt. Here is a loosened bolt. Here it is, it's rough. There's simply half of it missing, it's been knocked off. Accordingly, this part is new plastic. Here on the fender as well, you can see how it was decorated. The upper suspension arm has been replaced. All the bolts on the arm have been turned. There are marks on the lower arms. There they are, showing how the car was loaded onto the tow truck. It was not able to drive onto the tow truck anymore. There they are, look. They marked on the arms how the car was loaded. They are also visible at the front. The arm, apparently for symmetry, was also replaced with a new one. All the bolts on the arm have been turned as well. Everything is cracked. Here is a screw, non-original construction type.
Here, I also... Here. Traces of polishing. On the fender, this paint like this. Like that. The car also received damage at the back. The bumper. You can assess how it aligns with the body. Right here, it's in the correct place. Further on, it's outward. Here, it's completely outward. If you press it, then it goes in. It should be in this position, but naturally not in this position. Here, under a millimeter of putty painted like this. Down there, about 500 micrometers of putty. The windshield pillar doesn't measure at all. Out of range means more than 3 millimeters of putty. Here it's 2, 2 and 3 millimeters, 3 millimeters. The putty doesn't measure any further. Two millimeter of putty was found. 2 millimeter of putty. This is original 146. This is X4. This is original for understanding, right? There are dents on the body. They are visible, right? Here are the dents. And here too, the straps on the fuel tank were removed when they were matching the paint. Apparently it was taken to the service, strapped outside and inside with super glue everywhere. It turns out the trunk lining here is not tucked in. Traces of amateur removal of the cushion are visible there. Everything is scratched. There is no seat ventilation, either in the front or the back, but there is heating and only massage. Here now everything is straightened out, incorrectly assembled everywhere, dirt. By the way, these two left window lifters do not work in automatic mode upwards. Only the two right ones work. These don't go up. You have to hold the buttons yourself. I don't know why, apparently the adaptation failed. This car is full of such surprises we encountered. Half of the electronics didn't work here while we were here. Half started working, the other half, I don't know yet. I think you could spend a whole week on this car and find something new every day. Here the button of the headrest is broken. Here the seal is in place. Again, they apparently removed it, checked the side airbags and didn't put it back. They put it back. There are really deep scratches here. There are scratches on the seats. Scratches here. The cover of the refrigerator, it melted. I don't remember if I showed it or not. This also fell off. Here's pillar is painted for cosmetic reasons. After all this, what do you think the client decided? The client bought this car. It will be very interesting to return to them in a year and ask about the condition of the car and how much they have spent. If you're also interested, write about it in the comments. So how can you protect yourself from unqualified inspectors and selectors? First, check the reviews. Second, clarify the inspection stages. Third, request to refer to the report. And finally, fourth, ask specific technical questions to assess the level of expertise. In conclusion, I want to say that the most important thing when buying a car is to be confident in its technical condition. Often, even honest car owners are unaware of what happened to the car before them. To avoid making a mistake in your choice, consult professionals. At Care Express, we know the local market, and the words and promises of car dealers do not apply to us. Only facts which we can verify ourselves. And you will know all the details about the car, you can be confident in it. Ask questions on topics that interest you in the comments. And, of course, see you on the roads in Dubai. Goodbye, everyone. By the way, today's video was filmed at FLAT 12 Café in Portershits.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, nah, unlikely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold blood.